Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
A man accused in the deadly shooting of a 23-year-old in Freeport pleads guilty. The victim's mother reacts to the potential sentence the gunman faces.
In a couple of hours, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker and State Senator Darren Bailey will face off in their final televised debate. We'll preview what you can expect.
And state line workers come together to discuss the role of a culture of belonging and how it plays into a successful business. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson.
Today, a Freeport mother sat in the same room as the man who killed her son. 35-year-old Jamar Mayfield pled guilty to the death of DeQuavion Tweet Jackson this past summer.
Amory Wilder was there and spent some time with Jackson's family after a guilty plea. Amory.
Eric, Mimi, Jackson was killed back in June. We covered the balloon release visual for Tweet. At that time, his mom was not ready to talk to me, but today she says she's looking for justice for her son.
Unfortunately, Tweet isn't the only person that has been killed. Willena isn't the only family that has been affected.
Tuesday morning was hard for the family and friends of DeQuavion Tweet Jackson. It's the day they would see the man accused of his murder standing before a judge. From the perspective of his mother, Willena Thompson, Stevenson County is not handling the case properly.
I don't think 35 years is good enough for him to take my son's life. He's only 35, so he can stand a chance of getting out again. So I don't want him to ever see daylight to have the opportunity to do the same thing he did to my son for no reason.
Police say Jackson was shot during an argument on North Greenville Drive, near Winter Park. He was then driven to Freeport Memorial Hospital, where he died. The man officials say shot him, Jamar Mayfield, was arrested in South Carolina.
In my hand, I'm holding the listing of every gunshot that was fired in this town.
Wendy Pearson has been a community activist for decades. She says she will keep applying pressure for hurting families.
We want to know why Larson isn't charging those individuals that were in the car with him after this young man was murdered. We want answers.
Thompson describes her son as a nice, happy guy who wanted to succeed. At the time of his death, he was in school to become an electrician.
I just miss him calling me, Mom, what you doing, what you cooking, you know. Always smiling, always cheerful.
Mayfield is expected to be sentenced in November. Mimi?
Amory, thank you. Freeport police are looking for the suspect behind a Monday night shooting. Officers were called to South Johanna Avenue near Taylor Park around 7:45 for a shots fired call. A 42-year-old man told police he was sitting in his car when someone shot at him and then took off. The man was not hurt. His car was hit. If you know anything about what happened, call Freeport Police or State Line Area Crime Stoppers.
A vacant grocery store is a complete loss after a fire overnight. Rockford fire crews were called to the former Allmart on West State Street around 8:45 to reports of a fire. They arrived to find smoke and flames coming from the rear of the building. Within minutes, the entire building was covered in fire. The building was already set to be torn down. A demolition company was called in to take the structure down. Damage is estimated at $70,000. No injuries have been reported. Investigators are still looking into what sparked the flames.
Tonight, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker and his Republican challenger Darren Bailey will debate for the final time. The latest polls show Bailey trailing Pritzker heading into the showdown. Eric Rung takes a look at some of the numbers. Eyewitness News is your local election headquarters.
Round two between the two men at the top of the ticket, and if the polls are accurate, it shows that Governor Pritzker will have no problem beating State Senator Darren Bailey.
With early voting underway and just weeks to go before Election Day, the latest polls show State Senator Darren Bailey has a lot of work to do. The new poll done by the Illinois Broadcasters Association and Research America, Inc. surveyed 1,000 registered voters and found nearly 50% said that they were going to vote for Governor Pritzker.
Not particularly surprising. I know that Darren Bailey has come out and said that he thinks that the poll doesn't make a lot of sense. For those of us that forecast and know kind of demographics of Illinois, it makes a good amount of sense to us.
Bailey's campaign called the results laughable.
It's a strategy for Darren Bailey to say that this is laughable. He doesn't want to come out and say, oh yeah, this is pretty accurate. My polling's telling me the same.
Bailey has tried to focus his run to unseat the governor with a campaign built around crime. But the same poll found that's not the top issue for voters. It fell second to state finances, taxes, and spending.
Most people, over 50% of people, are saying crime is not in play for them when they're evaluating the candidates. So the ads that people who play by the rules are playing against Pritzker aren't really doing much. It's really about finances and the economy. And what we're looking at right now is that Pritzker seems to be the one that voters feel like can handle it best.
When the two men faced off just a few weeks ago, they both played loose with the facts, were short on specifics, and dug in to insult.
JB's an arrogant liar. This budget to him is a shell game.
Well, over and over again, you've heard Darren Bailey lie just for the last 10 minutes.
That was Eric Rung reporting. Tonight's debate starts in a little under 2 hours at 7. You can watch that over on Fox 39. The debate will also stream on our website, mystateline.com. Rockford area business and civic leaders come together to share and learn about building a stronger workplace culture.
The discussion centered on belonging. Belonging expands off of diversity. The idea is to make sure all employees are tapped for their knowledge, skills, and life experiences. The hope is workers will feel more engaged, and in turn, that will cut down on turnover. Most of the time, people can see the worst in themselves during stressful times.
Really, we can be our own worst critic, so I think we tend to look at ourselves more harshly than people outside, but to be able to look from an objective perspective, to really sit there and look at what your organization or business is doing and think about how the systems within those might hurt your employees or might hurt your bottom line, and really how to improve that.
Rockford Mayor Tom McNamara served as moderator for the event at UW Sports Factory. Sunday, a vehicle hit and killed a large cat along I-88 in DeKalb County. But it wasn't an ordinary house cat. This was a mountain lion.
Nikel Delgado talked to a local animal expert. Nikel, how common is this in the state line?
Eric, Mimi, I'm told this is not common to see a mountain lion here in northern Illinois at all. In fact, this is the 8th confirmed sighting in 20 years.
Yeah, unfortunately, the animals do get hit on the highway, and this is a pretty rare one indeed.
On Sunday, a driver thought they hit a deer on I-88 in DeKalb County, but the Illinois Department of Natural Resources says this is what was hit, a mountain lion. The owner of Summerfield Zoo in Boone County, Rick Anderson, says it could have been a young male looking for a mate.
I mean, there have been other things. There was one in Chicago several years back, but actually, this is old territory for cougars or mountain lions. Historically, they ranged in all of Canada, pretty much all of the United States, Mexico, and South America at one point.
Wildlife Program Section Manager for IDNR, Nate Grider, tells me he was surprised when he heard. They believe it could be the same mountain lion that was spotted in Whiteside County in late September.
It went to the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, where our colleagues are going to do a necropsy.
Now the agency hopes to find out where the mountain lion came from.
And typically they come from western states. There's time we are not aware of any actual population of mountain lions within Illinois. There's no females documented so far.
Grider and Anderson believe there will be more mountain lion sightings in northern Illinois. Anderson says if you ever come across one, don't run.
You want to make yourself as big as possible. Hold your hands up in the air, hold your coat up in the air. If it does get closer, you can also, throw things at it, scream, yell, make yourself big and noisy.
To report a mountain lion sighting, find this story on mystateline.com. Eric, Mimi?
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, while we have had a mostly sunny Tuesday afternoon, a little more cloud cover could be found to the east of us, and we see that with our SkyTrack camera out at the Poplar Grove Airport. You look out to our east, and you've got a few clouds out there, and that's where most of them have been here for much of this afternoon. Despite the sunshine, though, today, it has been another cold one, not quite as chilly as yesterday, but still falling below average, all thanks to that northwesterly wind sustained maintained from 15 to 20 miles per hour. Still at this hour, gusting 30 to 35. So it is a breezy evening, and those winds are something that'll hold on here as we go through the remainder of this evening. By tomorrow morning, wind speeds will come down right around 15 miles per hour. They do pick up a little for tomorrow afternoon, but not quite as strong as what we've had out there these last couple of days. I mentioned the chill. Temperatures were warmer than yesterday, but still falling below that average. 47 now in Freeport, Rockford 46 in Rochelle. You look at the wind chill numbers, and for most, these are in the mid and upper 30s. Tonight, our wind chills will drop down to about 20 degrees, a few upper teens possible as the actual air temperature falls into the upper 20s. 46 for our weather watcher Mike just north of Forston. No rain, no snow today. In fact, next several days are going to stay pretty dry. Only factor we have to be concerned with here is the wind. That does become a little concerning by the end of the week. Just with our spread in temperature and dew point numbers, could drop the relative humidity down once we get into Friday, even Saturday. So that could elevate that fire risk later this week as our temperatures go up. So that would be the one thing we need to keep an eye on here. Otherwise, things are going to be pretty quiet as that deep low pressure system continues to pull further away. High pressure works in from the west and will eventually slide to the south of us later tonight and during the day tomorrow. The difference in pressure between that low and that high not going to be as strong, so wind speeds gradually come down by tomorrow afternoon. Let's go through time with Futurecast. We are in the 20s once again tomorrow morning, so another brisk morning. To the north, we might actually see a little more cloud cover. Some of that could work in mid-morning. A partly cloudy sky for tomorrow afternoon. Winds are still from the northwest. Temperatures back into the mid and upper 40s, so still maintaining that below average trend, but getting a little warmer, or at least right around where we were here for this afternoon. We bring back some of that cloud cover early Thursday, but notice our wind direction. That shifts a little more to the southwest, so that will bring our temperature in the 50s for Thursday. Still below average, but a little improvement. There is a weak system that comes in, but that comes through dry. All we get from that Thursday, a little more cloud cover. Wind shifts around to the northwest, but it turns back to the south once we get into Friday. So 27 degrees, that's where we'll head for the overnight tonight. That northwesterly wind still gusting at around 20 miles per hour. We're up to 48 for tomorrow afternoon. A brisk morning, partly cloudy skies, a little breezy with that northwesterly wind. This is what we've got going on in the jet stream. We kind of look at not only in our jet stream pattern, but also what else is going on in the mid and upper latitudes here of our atmosphere. You've got this big dip, or what we call a trough, out to the east, big ridge of high pressure out over the west. These are really strong pressure systems, which is why we've had some pretty significant warmth out west and a lot of cold and a lot of snow across the Great Lakes in the Midwest. But watch what happens as we go throughout the week. That pattern begins to break down. So that strong ridge of high pressure breaks down. We've got a fast moving jet stream that works into the Pacific Northwest that forces the warmth to shift to the east and actually bring us temperatures that are in the 70s here. Could be as early as Friday, most likely Saturday and Sunday, but we will eventually begin to see that pattern start to break down a little once we get into early next week. Until then, guys, things are going to stay pretty dry. As I mentioned, it does get windy again later this week. Temperatures in the lower 70s. Next chance for rain coming up. Could see a couple of showers maybe late Saturday night, then again on Sunday, but most likely Monday into next Tuesday.
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
The NBA joins the fray of sports going on right now. The regular season tips off tonight with two games, the 76ers against the Celtics and the Lakers against the Warriors. Now, the Bulls are going to make their debut tomorrow night. They'll be in Miami to face the Heat. And the Bulls will try to build on last season when they finished 10 games over 500 and finished second in their division. They had veterans Andre Drummond and Goran Dragic, and Billy Donovan says he might need a few games to settle on a starting lineup, but eventually he'll go with one group.
I don't think it'll change game to game. I think we'll certainly start one way and see how that looks over a period of time. This will be the first time that these guys have really played together in a real game where you get a chance through information to find out a little bit more. You know, our team's different than it was last year at this point, you know, and with it being different, we're going to probably have to learn more and figure out ways, lineup-wise, that we can kind of help the group.
Well, Fred VanVleet will begin his 7th NBA season tomorrow night. The Raptors will have a home game against a talented young Cavaliers team.
It's time, man. It's time. Had a good preseason, great summer. I think we're all looking forward to getting out there and landed on the line, and we'll see what happens. Beginning of the season is an exciting time for us, for everybody, especially the fans. So can't wait.
Well, the Ice Hogs are on the BMO Ice this morning preparing for their upcoming 7-game homestand. It starts Saturday evening when they host the Wolves. Team captain Garrett Mitchell sat out the Hogs' first 2 games last weekend because he had the flu. He's better now. He says he liked what he saw from his teammates in Manitoba watching them on the internet.
We know that we've got a lot of skill. You look at the depth that we've got. We've got guys that are out of the lineup and in the lineup and back and forth, that have played a lot of games in this league. And we've got the competition within the dressing room and within the organization right now that, it's there, and you got to show up and play.
First Warn Interactive Radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. Pretty quiet and clear for us as we go through the night. Actually, the radar going to stay very quiet the next several days. Next chance for rain doesn't move in until as early as the end of the weekend or even into early next week. We've got a couple cooler days coming up as our temperatures tonight drop down into the 20s. Wind chills will drop down into the upper teens to right around that 20-degree mark, up to 48 for tomorrow afternoon. A little breezy Wednesday, Thursday. Winds will pick back up. Could push us to 70 on Friday. Low 70s on Saturday. We maintain that warmth into Sunday. We do start to see our pattern break down with another cold front that comes in early next week. That'll be our next chance for rain and maybe even a rumble of thunder.
All right, thanks, Candace.
And thank you for spending some of your time with us. Stay safe.